Hey guys, welcome back to today's episode of the Retailer TV. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, like my videos, share my videos, and leave your comments in the comment section below so that we can have this conversation there. All right, don't forget to click on the notification button next to the subscribe button so that you're notified every time I have a new video. On today's episode, I will be talking about how to fail in business. a lot of times, we're either slowly or quickly making our way to failing because of the decisions we're making, right? We're making a lot of mistakes because we're constantly doing the things that are taking us gradually to the point where we no longer have a business. And I'm here to talk about those things. First things first. Create a strategy. Yes, create a strategy before you get funding or you invest your money, or you just make sure that you have a clear strategy. It is important because there's something that happens to us human with money, which is we always have things that we need to use money for. You already have the capital that you're trying to use for your business, right? And don't touch it. Keep it where it is and create a clear strategy. Because this is what happens. I'm always going to use a fashion business as our example because of obviously a fashion designer. If you had 10 million and you're saying, oh, I want to use this 10 million naira and invest in this particular business, right? What happens is if you do not have a strategy, you would see that you are doing so many things without actually doing anything. You are putting money in different things, of course, still trying to lead to where you're going to, but it's not exactly taking you to your destination because you're not quite sure. You're finding your way while you take the next step. And that is very risky, especially if you're trying to be conservative. If you have a lot of it, good job. You're doing a great job. But if you do not, and you're trying to if you're trying to build a sustainable business, it is important that you know what you have a strategy, and you marry them. The second thing is you are a boss, you are a CEO, but you are not a leader. You have your name on the door, you have your name on the table, you have your name plastered all over your office, but you're not a leader. You are not working on your leadership skills. You're not consciously learning people's skills. You're not consciously learning how to work with people, how to relate with customers, how to teach, how to make your lifestyle a teaching ground for your staff. It's you who is doing this. It's you who's in charge. But every time you are creating expectations of these people that you've employed, your way of leadership is not exhibiting same level of expectation, okay? And yeah, you need to work on that. If you're just sticking with being a boss, sticking with being the CEO, and you're not consciously working on your leadership skills, you're easily failing. Third thing is something I have heard. So I've watched a couple of interviews of CEOs and people who own businesses and things saying, oh, I do not have a competition. Oh, I do not care about my competition. Who's my competition? I am better than my competition. Oh yeah, we hear you. I get it. I probably said it at some point, maybe. But I've come to tell you that it's important to get to know your competition. And knowing your competition so I'm saying this is at the point before you engage your business and while you're engaging your business. You need to know who your competitions are. And by your competition, they might not be in the same business as you. They might not directly, I should say that. They might not directly be in the same business as you, but in some way or another, they're your competition. And you need to get to know them. Getting to know them would help you avoid mistakes that you could have made. It would help you to know in what direction you should be going. Not because they are the one leading your direction, but okay, if this person is going in this direction, this is the direction I want to be going. Or if the person is going to the left, I want to be going to the right, right? It's not because you're literally following their every step. It is because knowing them is creating some level of a template or some form of a template for you to help you know what you are doing. It's important. It's important to know your competition. I feel like it's clearly stated. Know your competition. Knowing your competition is going to help you as an individual, whether you want to only make socks or you only want to make pants or you only want to make skincare. You need to know who your competitions are. You're not, I promise you, you're almost not the only one doing 100% of what you're doing. They might not be doing what you're doing as a business. It might be a new thing to the industry, but there's some things you're doing that a lot of people are already doing. Don't be that young adult who wants to make their mistakes for themselves. Yeah. Learn from their and everyone else's mistakes while trying to figure out where you stand. Okay? Next thing is ignoring your customers. If you're trying to fail, just ignore your customers. I remember, I probably have said this example at some point in my videos. I remember when I started, I felt like, oh my God, I love this kind of clothing. I love this kind of fabrics. I love this and that and this. And I was making things that I liked. I was getting customers, but not as many customers as I would want because I was imposing what I liked to my customers or the kind of things that I liked to my customers. But I quickly learned when I started to fail or when I started to lose money that I needed to listen to what my customers wanted specifically. You cannot just say customer is king and not listen to what your king is saying. Listen to them. They are the reasons you are going to fail or you're going to be a successful business. The moment you're listening to your customers, you start to realize that you are making better decisions, not just for you, but for the business, for your customers. And everybody is in most cases happy. Not in all cases, but in most cases, at least 90% of the time, they're happy. So listen to your customers if you do not want to fail. But if you enjoy failing, I promise you, don't listen to them. Last thing I would want to say is, if you haven't been listening to everything I've been saying, this one, I want you to come closer. Okay. Hire people you do not have to micromanage. If you want to fail, then hire people you want to micromanage. But if you do not want to fail, if you want to have a successful business, hire people you do not have to micromanage. When you hire people that you always have to tell what to do at every point, then trust me, you're doing their job. They just are getting paid by you. They're physically there, they're present, but you are the one who's working. And then you get exhausted and then you cannot do much for yourself. Hire people you know you do not have to micromanage. You cannot keep telling someone, oh, okay, for instance, you employ someone who, oh, I should also include this. This is not, you cannot train the people you hire. You should train the people you hire to fit into the standard of your brand or your business or whatever it is you're running. But once they understand what the value of the business is, then you should allow them do their job. Because sometimes they cannot effectively work because they always feel like you're going to be breathing over their shoulders. And then after a while, you're doing most of the job they should do. And then you want to take a 2-week trip and you cannot because the people who you're leaving behind needs you to tell them what to do. Stop employing people you have to micromanage. But if you want to fail, like I said, you should do that. But if you want to have a successful business, you shouldn't do that. I promise you. All right, guys, I have loved talking to you. I miss talking to you. All right, like my videos, share my videos, and leave your comment in the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts are on how to fail in business, or if you've done any of this and you feel like, oh, I noticed this is what's making me fail, or this is what's taking me a couple of steps backward. Be honest, share it with me, and we can have our conversation there. All right, guys, speak to you soon.